Well, we got more storms coming in a little bit later on tonight, so we're going to be talking about that. Plus, we'll talk about the weather pattern that we're in right now, what's causing all these storms, and also talk about when these storms may finally end. You know, we've got to be careful about what you wish for. I told my son earlier. My son earlier says, "Dad, when it's going to finally quit raining?" I was like, "Hey, he has a landscape business." I said, "Be careful what you wish for because it's going to come sooner or later. You know, it's just right around the corner." It's going to be hot and dry every day, and you're going to be thankful that we've had all this rain because it's going to come a time this summer, you know it, where it doesn't rain at all. It's just hot and dry every single day. So we have another round of rain and storms on the way, but they won't be here until later on tonight. So deceiving plans, no issues. And then we get into the weekend, and we continue with this mostly nighttime, early day kind of storm chance activity. There might be some changes as we head into next week. More on that in a minute. So the first part of the day featured storms, pretty good storms across the area, but those have now shifted well south and east of us. In its wake, another area already developing to our west. But these storms from this morning, they help pull a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere. But we have seen some sunshine and some building energy once again, or building instability. But I still expect a lot of the activity that comes in later tonight to not be too incredibly bad. So it should be okay. But if we take a look there at the thunderstorm chances, there we are late tonight. I'm talking about that line probably doesn't even get to Wichita Falls for about midnight or so. But as we get it, you know, downpours, gusty winds, very similar to what we've been experiencing as of late, just almost the exact same. If we look at the radar, as of now, it's about 6:30. No issues expected here early on this evening. But if you take a look out west, here are the storms. They're actually got a pretty good line going now east of, near and northeast of Amarillo. This line kind of moving to the east-southeast. And if this line can develop and get established, it may begin to surge quicker than what I'm forecasting. So I mean, we could see the storm chances get here earlier if that were to happen. There's also some supercell storms west and southwest of Lubbock. Actually, there's a tornado watch down across southwest Texas tonight. And this supercell thunderstorm you see south of Midland, that actually produced a pretty large tornado there near Midland a little bit earlier this evening, a couple hours ago, as that continues to slowly drift off to the south and to the southeast. But it's these storms across the Panhandle that will be headed in our direction, and I can kind of show you that coming up here in just a second. There's your computer model showing those showers and thunderstorms into our western counties, perhaps around 10 o'clock. And again, if we see a line of thunderstorms get going, it could be sooner than this. It shows those storms about midnight getting to Wichita Falls, kind of pushing on through and exiting the area after midnight. Looks like in the morning we should start off maybe with a shower or a chance or two, but I don't expect a lot of rain around tomorrow. If everything comes together, we could see another little thunderstorm area tomorrow night and again on Saturday night. But if you have planned Saturday during the day, I think it'll be all right if you head to the Food Truck Championship down there in Graham. Let's talk about what's causing all this, all right? So in the world of weather, this is called a mesoscale convective system. This is what is called MCS seasons, what it's called. And what happens is the flow in the atmosphere gets a little bit weaker. You don't see the same intensity of the storm systems anymore. So that allows that moisture to back up there into western Texas and the eastern parts of New Mexico. And that's kind of where your dry line is this time of the year. So the storms form out here first as, you know, as the supercells and some severe weather over in here. Then they kind of cluster up into a larger storm complex, and it forms into an area of low pressure or an area of lower pressure. The storms itself develop this. An MCS is typically linear or round in shape. They cover a fairly large area. You know, oftentimes in our area it can be central Oklahoma all the way down into central Texas. They typically last for several hours. Sometimes they can last for a day or more. Sometimes these can turn into a derecho where they produce widespread wind damage because they do produce winds, they do produce downpours, and they can produce smaller hail, and sometimes they can produce spin-up type tornadoes, but in general they don't. So that's what we're seeing right now, and we see another one of those coming in probably over the weekend, probably more of this stuff. Here we are Saturday morning, maybe Saturday night there. Here we are on Sunday night, another little wave coming through. As we get into Monday, things can start to become a little more isolated. You don't see the same, quite the same pattern perhaps. We're starting to see some signs of change. Here comes a front perhaps towards the middle of next week, and that's going to probably help clear us out and change this weather pattern and that moves on through maybe towards the middle of next week. So it begins to turn the rain chances off. Now, there are some indications that once we get into the, let's say, early to mid-June time frame, that we're going to see what we call a summertime ridge of high pressure develop across the region. So that might be, it's kind of showing the first indications that a summertime weather pattern over in about the early to middle parts of June, probably mid-June, begins to set in. So that's probably when we start seeing the hot, dry weather begin to show up too. So at least through the weekend, maybe early next week, rain chances, and hopefully we get more rain because, like I say, it won't be long that all this stuff will begin to turn off once again, and we won't see much. So, all right, let's see if we got any questions here on the chat here. Yeah, no twisty tails, Margaret. We're good. We're good with that. So, thanks, John. I appreciate that. No, N.A. Shelley, no. No tornado threats with that here. None. So you guys are good. Landon Miller asked me, what's my favorite dessert? Man, that's hard to say. Because I love dessert. I love ice cream, Bluebell ice cream. I've been eating Butterfinger Bluebell ice cream lately, which is good. I would say my favorite dessert is probably homemade banana pudding. Like good homemade banana pudding, not just some grossness. I want good Southern old-fashioned banana pudding, and I make a really good one. So my daughter makes a good one too, but I make a really good one too. So banana pudding, I'll say. Yeah, we just getting the much needed rain. That's right, N.A. Shelley. Yeah, you should get some thunderstorms. Pretty good little blow later on this evening. No, nothing this evening. Maybe late tonight there could be some very small hail, but I don't think there'll be a lot. So nothing damaging here at least. Kind of more of the same of what we've been experiencing lately. There'll be some thunder and some lightning, a little wind, downpours, that kind of thing. It blows on through pretty quick. Bite's a lot worse than the bark's a lot worse than the bite. You know, I haven't checked the lakes. I know they're coming up. You know, we continue to put water into them with the rivers. I think we're probably one more really good rain event to filling them up. One more really good heavy rain event there in the watershed. I think it'll get them where they need to be. But I do think that when they come out again, those levels should be up. Let me see what the latest lake levels are. Let's see. So the current drought status is normal. So we're not in a drought according to the status watch. So combined lake levels are at 73.6%. And that was as of May 28th. We've seen rain since then. But remember, it takes the lakes a little while after a big rain to fill back up. So I would estimate that we're probably getting closer to 75% now. And like I say, one more good rain event would probably get us up, 80, 85%. That's what we can hope for, right? Quiet, but there might be some thunderstorms around there in the morning. Nothing as bad as you've been experiencing as of late. Just some good downpours, maybe. It'll be very late tonight, Ron. Probably well after midnight, or probably around midnight. Tava, I know you're saying you have an empty pool, and that can be tricky because if you do get gusty winds, yeah, it will blow it down. It's kind of a tarp-like thing. It'll get underneath it, and it'll blow it all down. I don't think it'll be that bad, but there certainly could be some gusty winds. Then there are no tornado threats in Bowie. No tornado threats in Vernon, but some good downpours maybe in the middle of the night, later this evening. Yes, just heavy rain. If we do get hail, it'd be small, Janet. Oh yeah, especially when the rain stops, you can go up there to if you're at Lake Arrowhead and you go where the water empties into the lake. Oftentimes, that's a good area to fish in. So. Yes, there was a tornado on the ground about an hour ago near Midland. Pretty bad one too. I don't think it did some damage. I don't know how much damage it did, but I did see pictures. There's a big cone tornado there. So Harley wants to know. I know we usually don't have to worry about hurricanes up here, but do you think there will be a bad? Yes, I do think it'll be a pretty rough year. It may get off to a slow start, but the waters in the Gulf and the Atlantic are extremely warm, and as we begin to kick into La Nina. We're already kind of getting there now, and it kind of strengthens later this year. That should really help the winds relax over the tropics, I think, by late August into September and October, and they'll probably get pretty active. And with the water temperatures being as warm as they are, especially if you see high levels of moisture content aloft there, it could be some really significant hurricanes this year. So thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. Thank you there, Janet. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. I've got some things to do. I'm off tomorrow. Got a little medical procedure got to have done. I'm off tomorrow. Don't worry, nothing major. So I'll be off tomorrow. So Cameron will be here. Oh, I love a large fish fry. It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow, but I'll be back on Monday. All right, guys. I will see y'all coming up tonight. I'll do another update here, I'm sure, before I go home tonight. So I'll see y'all a little bit later on. Y'all have a good evening. And again, no storm